Coming up on Torrance Today, dozens of community members gathered at the Torrance Veterans Memorial to remember our local heroes who gave their lives protecting our freedom. Summer is just around the corner and there are so many activities to sign up for residents and, starting today, non-residents as well. And before you take that next trip or host a big gathering, public health officials say get vaccinated or boosted. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, May 31st. It's the last day of May. I hope you had a restful holiday weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. The City of Torrance honored its fallen U.S. military personnel on Memorial Day, a day to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice while protecting and serving our country. The Torrance Historical Society, in partnership with the city, hosted a special Memorial Day program at the Veterans Memorial Plaza.
It's a very nice day and a very wonderful windy day to be celebrating those that we want to remember. Their bravery, their unselfishness, and their willingness to help us have freedom here in our country, as well as the city of Torrance. The names behind me on the wall, the 146 names, are veterans from World War I through to the more recent Iraqi and Afghanistan wars. All of them gave their lives for our freedom. And the city of Torrance, as well as many others, are very, very proud of how they have served our country and us here in the city of Torrance.
Archie Caraway.
Wallace Matayoshi.
Christopher Smith. Milo Plunkett.
You can watch the entire event on our Facebook page and on City Cable's YouTube channel. As you heard, each name reminds us of a precious life lost from various wars and conflicts over the decades. Monday's event also honored Jerry Ronan, a past Torrance Historical Society board member and World War II veteran who passed away at the age of 95 last December. Residents and visitors can visit the Torrance Veterans Memorial anytime. It's located along Torrance Boulevard near Maple Avenue. The Torrance Historical Society is also working hard to gather and preserve the memories of each name written on the wall. The organization is more than halfway towards its goal of putting a face to every individual, and they would love some help. If you have any questions or may be available, you can contact the museum at 310-328-5392. LA Fleet Week also took place over the long holiday weekend. For the first time in LA Fleet Week history, the annual celebration was moved up from the traditional Labor Day weekend to Memorial Day weekend. Free multi-day events and celebrations took place at the Port of LA, including live entertainment, aircraft flyovers, live military band performances, and active duty ship tours. The celebration concluded with a Memorial Day evening service at the main expo footprint at the Battleship Iowa in San Pedro. The annual event recognizes all men and women, past and present, who have served our nation as members of the military. Summer registration is going on right now for a variety of classes offered by the city. Whether you're interested in the arts, learning a new dance move, picking up a musical instrument, or getting more active, there is a class for you. Non-residents can sign up for classes beginning today, so if you have a family member or a friend from outside of Torrance who wants to join you and learn something fun here, now is the time to register. Most classes begin the week of June 19th. To see a full list, check out the summer 2022 edition of the Torrance Seasons catalog at torranceca.gov/class registration. If your child wants to earn some extra cash this summer as a babysitter, you may want to invest in this class. The city will host 3 sessions of its Babysitter Preparedness course at the Attic. It's designed for 11 to 14-year-olds and includes planning for a babysitting job, knowing what to expect from children of all ages, selecting toys and games, planning fun recreational activities, learning how to prevent accidents, and even getting child CPR training. The first session begins July 11th, the second session takes place starting July 25th, and the final course will begin on August 8th. All sessions will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for 4 straight days. To learn more and to register, go to torranceca.gov/class registration. If your kid prefers to have fun without the added responsibilities, the city's summer camp registration is still going on. The camp runs between June 20th and August 12th. There are several options for children based on age and preferences. There is Fun Camp at Greenwood for 6 to 11-year-olds, Teen Camp at Greenwood for 12 to 14-year-olds, and Sports Camp for 8 to 14-year-olds. Each camp session runs for 2 weeks and is filled with fun activities for participants, including arts, crafts, and field trips. To learn more, visit torranceca.gov/daycamps. The City of Torrance is now hiring for its next class of ambulance operators. They operate city-owned ambulances and transport patients to and from emergency situations. Responsibilities include performing field procedures with EMT skills such as attaining and documenting vital signs, bandaging, splinting, lifting patients in the ambulance, and assisting firefighters and paramedics. It's a full-time job with the Torrance Fire Department. For more information and to apply, visit torranceca.gov/jobs. It's that time of the year when we're more likely to encounter a coyote in our city. We've actually had at least a couple of sightings in my neighborhood. To stay up to date, check out the latest edition of the Coyote Management Plan. The Torrance Community Services Department recently released the updated plan, which provides information on management strategies, education enforcement, and response plans. Coyote pups are born any time from mid-March to mid-May. They initially depend on their pack for food, then learn how to hunt for themselves. As pups grow, they roam further looking for food. City workers also prepared an at-home coyote prevention checklist for residents to make sure they're doing everything they can to keep coyotes out of their yards. To get access to the updated Coyote Management Plan and the at-home coyote prevention checklist, go to torranceca.gov/coyotes. Select South Bay business owners have a sweet opportunity to reach their goals. The Small Business Development Center, hosted by El Camino College, announced its Famous Amos grant program. Its Ingredients for Success grant will award $50,000 to 3 Black entrepreneurs. Along with the money, they will gain access to resources and tools provided by the National Black Chamber of Commerce to drive sustainable growth and success. Here are the qualifications for the grant. The business must be 90% Black owned. Priority will be given to newer businesses that have been around for 5 years or less. The business must be headquartered in the U.S., and a video pitch is required along with the application. Applications are due by Sunday, June 26 at 8:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. To apply, go to famousamos.nationalbcc.org. Famous Amos says this is their way of continuing to honor the brand's founder, Wally Amos, to create pathways for the Black business community. New COVID-19 variants are on the rise, but vaccines and boosters are continuing to protect LA County residents from severe illness and deaths. That's the latest message from public health officials as they urge more people to get their shots and help reduce stress on the healthcare system during times of high transmission. They say the vaccines are effective across all age and ethnic groups. The greatest impact is among 65 to 79-year-olds. The hospitalization rate for those unvaccinated in this age group was more than 10 times higher than the rate for fully vaccinated individuals during a 3-month period ending on April 30th. And for the 14-day period ending on May 5th, unvaccinated residents were 21 times more likely to die than those who were fully vaccinated. As more people plan to travel and gather with others over the summer months, public health officials say vaccines can play a pivotal role in everyone's lives. And here is a reminder, if you haven't taken advantage of the free COVID-19 test kits from the federal government, you can order your third round of free tests through the U.S. Postal Service. I actually just ordered mine today. That's 8 free rapid antigen tests, 2 packages of 4. The government first offered these free COVID-19 tests in January with 4 per home, and again in March with an additional 4 per household. To order, visit covidtests.gov. Memorial Day brought more record gas prices to LA County. Countywide, Monday's average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas reached $6.16, a penny above the state's average price. AAA reported that national gas prices jumped about 40% higher compared to this time last year, leading many families to stay home over the holiday weekend. A Chevron gas station in downtown LA even passed $8 a gallon for all of its tiers yesterday, regular, plus, and supreme. Here in Torrance, Arco continues to provide the cheapest prices along with Costco. To maximize your time between the pumps, auto experts say, slow down. Glide into your stops and remember to perform routine maintenance so your vehicle can run most efficiently. Still ahead, it's Thoughtful Tuesday. Hard to believe 1 week has passed since the senseless school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Torrance Police Chief Jeremiah Hart shares his thoughts on the aftermath of this tragedy and updates us on how our department is working to protect our community. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So,
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to leave you with a positive story from our community that fits the theme for the day. Let's make today a thoughtful Tuesday. 1 week has passed since 21 people's lives were unjustly cut short during a massive school shooting at a Texas elementary school. It's heartbreaking to hear about the funerals taking place now for the young lives as well as for their 2 teachers. Torrance Police Chief Jeremiah Hart dropped by our studio last week, and I asked if he wanted to share a few words with you, our community members, on this tragedy and also about how he and his officers are faring during these trying times. He also wanted to let us know about how the department has been working since the tragic event to make sure they're doing everything they can to keep us safe.
As the chief of police, we see just from the nature of the job a lot of tragedies that occur. But it hits home even harder when we see innocents attacked. And that's what we saw, especially when a school is targeted. And as somebody who grew up in the school district and lives in the community and has family and friends in the school district, it's a very big concern. And it's not only are we concerned about actual crime in the city of Torrance, we're also concerned about the fear of crime. And so how do we as a police department communicate with the community to let them know what we're doing? We are going through some very difficult times with very low staffing. And so one of the things that I've been looking at is how can we optimize the staffing that we have right now to make the city safer and to make us more effective in our response should something happen like we saw in Texas. One of the things that I think is very important for the community to know is that the City of Torrance and the police department is one of the few Tier 1 SWAT teams in LA County. And that means that our team has met the highest standards at the state and national level for capabilities, tools, equipment, and response. And as of today, one of the decisions that I've made with my command staff is we've given all of our SWAT officers take-home vehicles. The reason why is because when they're off duty, they're always on call, but we need to give them a way to respond to the city more rapidly with all of their equipment available. When a national tragedy occurs anywhere in the nation, like it recently did in Texas, one of the things the police department does is lean into the JRIC, the Joint Regional Intelligence Center, which provides us with up-to-date information on some of the circumstances that we know before the public. And that allows us to have a better understanding of what's going on and then to prepare in a more appropriate way to respond to any threats that may happen afterwards. One of the troubling trends that we see historically is when you have a national disaster, like an active shooter event, sometimes we see copycat events happen across the nation. So as the chief of police, one of my concerns is to make sure that we have good information so we can have a really well thought out plan in case something similar does happen in Torrance or the greater LA area. One of the pillars of 21st century policing is officer wellness. And so we have a very robust peer support team inside the police department. It involves sworn officers and professional staff that come together. And one of the things that they've been doing is going to briefings and talking with officers about their own fears with their own children that are schools, maybe in a different city or even here. And what does it mean to be visible? And how through service can we help not only ourselves, but the community feel safer and actually be safer? When it comes to parents in the greater community, I would just really, as the chief, ask that they are responsive to the police department and the Torrance Unified School District and let us know what their concerns are. If they have fears, let us know. And of course, if they see anything suspicious or hear anything suspicious, to call the police department or the school district so we can work on it together.
Thank you, Chief Hart, for sharing your thoughts and insights with us. We really appreciate you and your team. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a good day.